It's time for Breaking Bread with Papa. Hey, don't you know? Hey, it's also a show. Hey.
You might not have ever wanted that.
My father said to me when I was about 14 years old, he said, everybody is at the level they want to be at.
Mm-hmm.
And I think about that all the time. And I think to myself, do I want the extra pressure? Do I want the obligations? Can I handle the adulation at that level? Because, you know, we ran together at the 5K.
Yes.
And it was fun because every couple minutes somebody would yell out, "Hey, Tom, hey, Greg."
Yeah.
And it was nice.
Yeah.
But we didn't have a crowd of people running with us, which is what Bert had.
Right.
And you go, which of those scenarios would I have preferred?
Well, I'll tell you, it was the one that we did, to your dad's point, because when we were there, we were quietly getting our water bottles, having a little conversation. People would come up and say something, be like real low key, like, "Hey, take a little photo back." But I wanted to be with you. You wanted to be with me.
Yeah.
We're hanging with Joe. We're doing our thing.
Right.
If you're a different Greg Fitzsimmons, you would have been there like, "Let's go."
Right.
Walking up to the start. Where's Bert? Where's Tom? Let's go. Let's milk this. Let's make this a thing. There's Jelly Roll. Let's go.
Yeah.
We weren't doing that.
Yeah.
We were just being Tom and Greg who just want to come and support our friends who have a 5K and have a cool, mellow time.
See.
We almost didn't go into the VIP thing at the end because we're like, there's going to be a lot of people there.
Yeah. As opposed to like, there's a lot of people there. You know, I want to go. And I think part of it is too, I factor in, I have a little social anxiety. People would never guess that because I'm a comedian. You'd think it would be the opposite.
Yeah.
And I am pretty gregarious I'm Greg. I put the Greg in gregarious.
Yeah, we've always said that around here.
And like, I truly enjoy being at the store when there's 7 or 8 comics I like and I can bounce around and say hi. But once it gets to 12 or 15 comedians, I'm gone. I get a little too, I can't handle that. And so that's what you're asking for every night. Like my meet and greet after the show is a very civil line of people. I sell them a pin.
Yep.
Some buy it, some don't.
Yeah.
And they take some pictures.
Yep.
And it takes a half an hour tops.
Right.
These guys are going 2-3 hours with a line with bodyguards.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Kidding. I know. I mean, and even at the end when there was like the VIP area in the Rose Bowl and we're off to it's like the comics are in the VIP section. When I drove home, I was thinking about what a lovely time we all had. But I also was thinking, Greg and I did not make a move to the stage. There was a big stage set up.
Didn't even occur to me.
Yeah. To get up on stage in front of a loving audience and Bert and Tom's cultivated audience.
Yeah.
And they know us because of that whole orbit. It wasn't until I got home that I was like, why didn't I get up there? We're the only 2 big headliners other than those guys.
Yeah.
Everyone else was good acts, but not at our level.
Yeah.
But we did not have one thing of,
I
let's
wouldn't
get
have thought
up
of
there.
it until you just said it just now. Wouldn't have occurred to me.
We should have been on stage. Bert would have put us in his Instagram.
Yep.
It would have been the whole thing.
Yep.
You're thinking about peeling the onion and becoming a great comedian.
Yeah.
That's the thing that you walk around all day that's omnipresent in your brain.
Yeah.
It's not the marketing end of it.
Right.
You know, so
and then as I was walking out outside the stadium, Tony Hinchcliffe, who had just destroyed on the roast, pulls up in a Mercedes convertible that he'd rented, and he had on Italian sunglasses, and he just went right inside. And then I saw videos later of him on stage, like, oh, he didn't even run the 5K.
I know, man. I know. And, you know, I think, here's a great little tale. And it really kind of puts it in perspective. And, you know, I go back and forth. Sometimes I'll get like really into the marketing part of it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't. But I had Maria Bamford on my radio show. And Maria, you know, we all worship Maria. She's
one of the best ever.
The best ever. The most creative, interesting, kind minds in comedy. And we're so lucky to be around when she's around. So we're interviewing her, and I think Joe Coy had just been in, or we were just talking about Kevin Hart. Do you remember, Joe? I think it was Joe Coy. I think he was doing a big stadium tour. He's doing this giant stadium tour and selling, like, he's got half of his family selling merch, half of his family's taking care of transit.
3 tour buses.
Yeah, right.
He has 3 tour buses.
And we brought that up because we had just spoken to him earlier, and Maria's there now in the studio, and we're like, wow, Fortune and I were like, wow, that's so 3 tour buses, and he's doing the holy cow. And Maria's looked horrified.
Yeah.
And she goes, I don't want to run a corporation. I don't want to be the CEO of a giant enterprise. Right. I want to run a small used bookshop. And I come in and I have my regulars, and we have a pleasant time, and we have coffee, and then we close up for the day, and I'll see you tomorrow. There's a beauty in both.
Yeah,
there's
absolutely.
Beauty in both.
And they say, like, what is it? Envy is the thief of joy, or something. Mm-hmm. Compare and despair, all those things.